today. All right, so we're gonna just start in a, we're gonna start in forward fold actually. So you're gonna take the soles of your feet together. So we're in butterfly, but not tucked in real close. So just give yourself some space, pull the meat out from underneath your sitting bones, and then lift up and lengthen. Feel that pulling in of the navel. Just feel that sensation in and up. And then lift up and lengthen. And then we're going to exhale. Just hold on to the legs, the knees, round your spine, rock back, feel a nice stretch across the back, the shoulders, down through the arms. Just hold here for another breath, just letting all of that tension release out of the shoulders, and then coming up again, lift up, lengthen, and then slide the hands down to the feet, and then just bow your head and relax. So take a nice big deep breath in through your nose. And a nice big breath out. Tuck your chin. Let the back of your neck really relax. Let your shoulders soften away from your ears. As you are here holding this just yin style for several breaths, if you feel like, oh, you know what, I'd like that stretch if I pulled my feet in a little bit more. Maybe I could go deeper here. So after a couple of breaths, begin to think about sliding your heels in towards your hips. And then maybe you slide them in a little bit more. So just up to you and your body and what it's open and available for this morning. Really being able to listen to our bodies and know when it's time to back off, know when it's time to push forward is really key to achieving excellent health. Being in tune with what's going on. Let's take 3 more breaths just like this. If you want to slide the feet in a little closer to your hips, just being able to open that up. And maybe walking the hands out in front of you, stretching just in a different way. 2 more breaths here. Last one, make this your deepest, fullest breath so far for this happy Tuesday. And then stretch your hands back to your feet if you've had them outstretched. And then bring the knees up and take the feet out a little bit from your hips. Take your hands back behind you. We're going to take the feet out about as wide as your mat and windshield wiper your knees back and forth across the body. And then straighten the legs. Feet are about mat distance. Pull the meat out from underneath your sitting bones. Lift up and lengthen. So to achieve this, we want to really be able to engage the pelvic floor. So feel that. Then pull the navel in and up. Lift up. Take a little back bend seated here. And then begin to hinge forward right at the hips, reaching towards the toes. You might not get anywhere near them. That's okay. Try and keep that arch in your back. So lift up and lengthen, and then hinging, right? So I'm going to try and maintain that arch in my back here as I reach forward. Now it might round a little bit as I get all the way down there. That's okay. Lift up and lengthen, pulling navel in and up, and using that to guide you, to create that inner strength. One more time. Inhale, lift up, re-engage, pelvic floor, navel in and up, hinge at the hips as you reach forward. Then we'll just relax. So now you'll round your spine, soften the shoulders, let your head relax. If you feel a lot of pulling, if you've got a hold of your toes, see if you can pull them back to release the back of the legs there. You need to bend the knees a little bit to soften that pulling on the low back or the hamstrings, then please do that. Again, really tap in and listen to your body as you pause in a pose. And then let's come all the way back up, lift up, reach up, lengthen, and bring your hands down by your sides. And from here, we're gonna grab your weights and we're gonna come on to your back. So we're gonna do some leg work as we work our arms. So we're gonna start with the knees in, and then we're gonna extend them out at about a 45-degree angle. Okay, I'm gonna turn around here, kicking my counter there. All right, so knees in, arms up, lower, and I'm going to extend out at about a 45. Bring knees in as you lift the weights, extend out. Now, as we move, we're gonna see if we can work that breath. So inhale here, exhale as you extend, really push the navel down towards the floor. And then bring it in and let everything relax. And then engage. So that motion right there is what is extending your legs out. Breathe. Three more. 3, 2, and 1. Hold here. Extend the arms out, palms up. Bring the knees in as you bring the arms in and extend. So bicep curls. Very relaxed bicep curls here. So again, inhale here, exhale as the legs are extended. Think about pushing the navel down as you extend the legs. That is important to the health of the body in terms of the strength and your spine and your back. And really, again, listening to what your body is capable of doing, not pushing it so far that we create injury, but pushing it enough that we create that strength, challenging ourselves. 3 more. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Hold here and just bring the legs up straight. Point and flex the feet. Circle the ankles. Take a nice big inhale, and as you exhale, and just feel all the core muscles just relaxing here for a moment. And then drop the knees to the feet to the floor. And we're going to work into some bridge work, or do some bridge work, but we're going to work our way there. So inhale, arch your back. You're going to lift your belly, and then exhale, you push the low back into the floor. Lift the hips just enough that the glutes come off of the floor. Your low back's really still connected. Squeeze the glutes. Should feel activation in your quads here. Now, inhale, we're stretching, and then we exhale, and we're contracting, strengthening. Inhale, stretch, arch, exhale, contract. Now, inhale, arch, Exhale as you contract, bring the weights into your shoulders. And then just move like this. And we're gonna do 2 more of this right here. We're gonna keep the arms moving as we then begin to lift the hips up. So on this next one, we've still got an arch, but we're gonna lift the hips up as high as you can and then lower slowly down as you extend the arms out. And then moving just like this. And feeling that wave motion going up and down your spine with control. You're relaxing the abdominal muscles on the stretch here, and you're contracting all the deep core muscles and the glutes on the lift. So 3 more, just like this. And last one, we're gonna hold this. So just keep the hands right where they are, tucked into your shoulders, and lift your hips. Really press down with your feet to lift the hips up. Now press into the floor with your upper arms. Can you lift yourself a little bit more, a little bit higher? And then slowly we'll release back down. Drop the weights. Draw your knees into your chest. Give yourself a nice big hug and rock side to side. All right, we're gonna keep right knee into the chest, extend the left leg. Now draw your knee up towards your forehead up towards your knee and lift the left leg. Feet are flexed. Spread your toes out as much as you can and breathe. Nice big breaths. And then we're going to switch. So now relax everything. Draw the left knee in. Lift the forehead to the knee. Belly's pressed down. Feet are flexed. Lift the right knee. Foot. Foot. Breathe. Keep breathing while you're holding this. And then we're going to switch. So draw the right knee in, forehead to knee, nose to knee. Then extend everything down as you switch, and then lift the head back up towards the knee. Relax on the switch, bring it up. And just keep moving back and forth like this. Go slow. Sometimes we want to rush. We actually work harder when we go slow because we're holding, we're moving slowly. Breathe. Just 2 more both sides. So first one on the right, switch, first one on the left, switch, last one on the right, switch, and last one on the left. And then release the legs and the arms up over your head and really arch your back, stretch, pull your ribs up off of your hips, lengthen through the spine, and then draw your knees into your chest. Okay, so we want to open up our hips. We started to do that with our butterfly in our opening pose. We're going to grab our big toe on the right foot for now. Now bend the knee, or the knee is bent. As you begin to extend, you don't have to straighten it if you can, great. You're going to just pull that in and then extend it out. And as you do, left hand on the left knee just goes out to the side. So you're holding on and letting the left knee be heavy. So see how it's lengthening and stretching my arm. Right? I'm not pulling the knee in, I'm letting the knee stretch my arm, but I'm actually using the left hand to encourage the left knee to open up. And then I've got the right leg extended. And then just breathe here, another breath. Now let's draw that leg in, foot is up, it's like we're in a half happy baby, where we've got the right toes but not the left. And then release that, grab a hold of the right knee, just as you have the left knee. So now we're back in symmetry. Push the knees away, lengthen. So feel your shoulders moving away from your ears as you push your knees away. And then keep the right hand on the right knee, reach down, grab the big toe of the left. Extend it up, pull it in, and then extend it out to the side. And then we breathe here. So just holding here. Now push the right knee away. So you want to feel your right shoulder moving away from your ears. And the inner thighs are stretching and breathing. We want to have nice open hips to work our balancing poses. And we're going to use the counter, the chair, the wall, whatever you've got to hold on to really help us explore those balancing poses like we can while we're holding on. One more breath here. Bend the knee and foot is skyward. Again, you're in that half happy baby. And then grab the right toes and come into a full happy baby. Rock side to side. And smile. All right, I'm going to extend the legs out just to give myself another stretch in the inner thighs. And then remember when we were in our bridge pose, we were doing some pelvic tilts. I want to do that here. So your knees can be bent. You don't have to have them straight anywhere here. So inhale, see if you can arch your back. You're trying to push your tailbone down into the floor. And then push the low back into the floor, lift your tailbone. Feel that contraction. So inhale, everything relaxes. And then exhale, you pull the pelvic floor up, navel in. One more, inhale and exhale. Release the legs up, shake them out a little bit. And then knees into your chest. We're going to do some, oh, you know what? I want you to grab your weights again because we're going to use these as stabilizers. So take the arms out and then knees can be just together as you go side to side. So we're just going to begin by warming up our spine. The breathing here. Maybe you feel a little bit of a release in the spine as we go from side to side with the twists. All right, now if you want to kick it up, we're going to extend the legs. You're going to cross the right ankle over the left, flex the feet, and then start to take it to the right, bring it back up and over to the left. So we've got the weights in the hands now to help us. So take your legs over as far as you can, being able to bring them back up. So we're going to really strengthen those core muscles with this. Your head can go opposite of your legs as you do this to work into the neck. See if you can keep the shoulders relaxed. I know we're using our arms here to help us. And then we're going to switch. So cross the left ankle over the right and keep going. You might find there's a big difference as we just simply switch the legs. One side might be a little bit harder. So just take this as far as you're able to get back up easily and effortlessly. And just take your gaze side to side. 2 more both sides. Last one side, then the other. Good, bring yourself back up to center and shake your legs. Shake, shake, shake. And then bring knees into chest, and we're gonna roll over onto our side. And this is Dash, and he's joined us for a little yoga at the bar. All right, so just have your weights at the top of your mat. We're going to use those again, and we're going to step to the top of our mat. All right. Okay. I'm going to slide my mat. Dash, get off there, sweetheart. There we go. All right. So reach up, lift up and lengthen. Check that your feet are parallel, weight is balanced, and then take a little back bend. And then bringing hands down through heart center, softening your knees and relaxing into a forward fold. Bend one knee and then the other. Now let's rise all the way up again. Reach arms up and release the arms. Rotate through your shoulders. Now hopefully your weights are similar to mine. I can roll my foot onto the bottom of the weight. So let's just do that to loosen up the whole rest of the body before we get into too much more stretching. So just take the foot all along the length of your weight. So I love doing this. I try and do this most days. It really does help. And I love that I can use a weight to do it as well. And typically they roll unless you've got like a real octagonal edges. Even that you can get to roll. And then switch and do the other foot. Often we use a wooden dowel. Really anything that'll roll your foot out. A golf ball, tennis ball. I know people have been told to freeze a water bottle if they've got plantar fasciitis and do it that way. So really anything round and hard that can just work out the bottom of your foot. All right. And so now let's check that our feet are parallel again. Reach arms up. Now we're going to go into a chair pose. So we want to keep our shoulders over our hips. We're not going to hinge forward here. Just keep shoulders over hips. Weights back into your heels. So see, my knees really aren't going too much past my toes. Drop the tailbone, zip the core up, and breathe. Reach arms up. Lift up and lengthen, and then just let the belly come right to the thighs as you relax into your forward fold. Now we're going to plant the hands and step back with the right foot. Come all the way down, bringing the knee to the floor. Sink the hips forward, and then just stretch back, lengthening the front leg, pull the toes up. Now as we come forward, we're going to grab the weights. We're going to sink forward, bring them up over your head. Now, pull the navel in and up, and we're going to reach back, push back with the left foot, and then sink forward as you drop the weights. And then just move like this. We're just going to do a few more here to loosen up the hips, and then we're going to kick it up a notch here. All right. Now, can you simply lift the knee right from there? Whoops. Check that your feet are far enough apart that you're stable. Bring the weights in again. Now, keeping the front knee bent, we're just going to simply drop the back knee. You can continue to do this with the knee down or working this way too. So you've got options. Please listen to your body. And breathe. And hopefully feeling a nice stretch in your right quad Keep the right glute activated and engaged as the navel's drawn in and up for 3, 2, and 1. All right, from here, drop the weights, and then we're just gonna switch. So sink the hips down and then step back. We're in plank. Hold and breathe here. And then press back. You're in downward facing dog. Wiggle this out as we have not been in downward facing dog pose yet. And then looking up at your hands, you're gonna bring the knee to the chest, right knee to the chest, and step the foot forward through between your hands. Sink down, drop the back knee, shift hips forward, and then straighten the front leg, pull the toes back. Shift forward again, and then we're gonna bring the arms up. Good. So back off here and then sink forward as we drop the weights. And we'll do it this way for 3 or 4 times. 1 more. And then can you lift? Whoa, can do that on this side. Lift the back knee. Good. All right, so now we just simply bend the back knee as we drop the weight and breathe. Good. Pulling your navel in and up, squeezing your left glute. Keeping steady and focused. Three, 2, and 1. Bending the knee, planting the hands. I'm going to drop the weights this time. I'm going to step back into my plank pose. Hold here. Now, turn your elbows in. The eyes of the elbows are pointing forward. Push forward so your shoulders go slightly past your fingers and lower all the way down. And then relax once you get there. Rise up, come into a nice gentle back bend and breathe. Look right, look left. Center, curl the toes. Now, can you press back up into plank and then back into your downward facing dog? So a little more hip opening. We're gonna shift the weight into the right foot, lift the left leg, bend the knee, stack the hip. Flex and point your foot. And then lengthen through that leg, lift and lower your right heel. So lifting and lowering. Strengthening, doing a little calf pumping, calf strengthening. And then lower the left leg. Bend and straighten your knees, wiggle your hips. Just come back into a symmetrical downward facing dog for a moment. And then we shift the weight into the left foot, lift the right leg. Bend the knee, stack the hip. And breathe. Flex and point your foot. And then extend the right leg up as you lift and lower your left heel. Imagine that by lifting your heel, your right toe can touch the ceiling. Pull the belly in and up. And breathe. And then lower the right leg. Take a moment to just wiggle out your downward facing dog. Look up at your hands and walk, step, or hop your feet all the way up into a forward fold. And then relaxing here, remembering to keep the knees soft so the belly rests on the thighs. And then grab your weights And we're gonna rise all the way up. Bring hands down to heart center. We're gonna drop into a chair pose. We're gonna shift the weight into the left leg. We're gonna lift the right knee. And then begin to extend the leg back, nice and slow. Keep the front leg bent, and then you step it back into your lunge. Nice crescent lunge. Now, drop the weights and just roll the shoulders here for a moment. All right, we're gonna do similar what we did, except our arms are gonna do something different here. So we're gonna bend the back knee as we bring the weight to our shoulders, but as we lift up, straighten both legs this time. Drop all the way down. As close as your back knee can get to the floor. It makes it more challenging. You don't have to bend it a lot. And breathe. Three more. 3, 2, and 1. Hold here and just little pulses. Little pulses for 3, 2, 1. Straighten both legs, reach the arms up. And then we're gonna open into a warrior. So you drop your right heel and bending into your left knee. Arms are up. Weights in the outer edge of your back foot, right foot. Turn your palms away from each other. Lower the arms into warrior. Now, we're just going to rotate. So lift your palms skyward and then rotate them. And we're loosening up our shoulders. And breathe. Now, let's loosen up as we turn the palms downward and back. Reach forward like we're trying to go into a triangle pose. And then back into warrior as we lift the palms. Rotate and warrior. Rotating back. Good. Strengthening our shoulders. Working that front leg. Good. Let's stay here and reverse it. And breathe. All right. So my right palm is facing away. I've got the weight there. I'm going to drop my left hand so that it's right there at the back of my neck, supporting my head, and I'm going to do a bicep curl right here. And breathe. Pull the navel in and up. 3 more. 3, 2, 1. Now to come out of this, keep the left hand where it is. Straighten the left leg. Take the right hand behind your low back. Reach as you extend the left elbow. And then we're going to hold our triangle pose right here. No support with the legs. Turn the palm up, or the head up, sorry, the gaze up. Pull the navel in and up, pull your kneecaps up, and then rise all the way up and out of this. Extend the left arm up, and then drop it down. Bring both hands to your low back. We're going to just pivot the left toes in, the right toes are close to that already. Now, just create a back bend. So your hands are right at your low back. Push your hips forward. Don't lift your heart and your gaze up yet. Just push the hips forward. Now lift up your sternum, your heart, lift up your gaze, and find a back bend. Keep your glutes squeezed. They're right there under your hands. Good. Come forward, and then let's go into a forward fold. So drop the hands to the floor, and then bend your right knee and your left knee, and shift back and forth, side to side. Now coming back to center, your toes are turning in. What I want you to do is right where you are, just simply turn the right toes so that you're in your warrior legs. Bend both knees, so you squat your hips down and then pick the weights up, lift all the way up, extend the arms. Your feet should be in warrior 2 feet. So right toes pointing away from you, left toes are pointing off to the side. Bend the knees. Find your warrior here. Extend the arms and breathe. All right, so let's do that again. So we're going to straighten the arms or straighten the front leg as we rotate. And then open the palms as we go back into warrior. Rotate, straighten, but really getting into those little muscles in our pelvis. And breathing. So really working hips and shoulders at the same time. Those are our complementary joints. Hold here and breathe. We're going to reverse it. Go into a reverse. Now drop the right hand. It's just here. The weight is right there at your neck, your upper back. You're going to press your head. Let your head rest into your shoulder, your elbow, body parts. Okay, let's do some bicep curls while we're back here. So working while we're stretching, keeping your navel drawn in and up. Three more. 3, 2, and 1. All right, take your left hand to your low back. Straighten the front leg. We're going to go into that triangle. So lead with the elbow. Lead with the elbow. Turn your gaze up. Your hand is back there supporting your head. Breathe. Pull the navel in and up as you rise all the way back up. Send the arms up over your head. Pivot your toes. Toes are in, heels are out. Wiggle your hips a little bit while we're here. All right, so now we just want our feet to be parallel. So line them up with the edges of your mat, but wider, right? So your feet are wide. And then press the knees out as you drop down and then lift up. Now, no arch in the back here, dropping, keeping the shoulders over the hips. Let the knees go out over the toes. Pull the navel in and up. And breathe. 2 more. 3, 2. Good. Take the arms out. Pull the navel in and up as we go into a wide-legged table. Breathe here. And then slowly place the weights to the floor. Now we're going to walk our hands out a little bit. So we'll back this up. You're going to create, my yard guys are here. You're going to create little cages with your hands. Bend the knees, lift up your heart and your head. And then imagine that you're pulling your feet in towards each other. So the back is arched. You're really strengthening your legs. I'm feeling shaky going on here. And breathe. And then relax and just come into your wide-legged forward fold. Wiggle your hips. And then bend the knees, bring the hands to the hips, rise all the way up. Sweep the arms up over your head. And then bring hands down through heart center. All right. So now we're going to play around with some balancing work. So make sure that you've got your, that you're near your counter for this. So we're going to do a couple of different poses, and we're going to do a half moon in 2 different waves. So the first one we're going to try is we're going to work with is my left hand is on the bar, the countertop. The right leg is lifting. So now I'm going to hinge forward, and as I do, the leg is going to extend as I hinge forward. This is working on warrior 3 here. So extending the leg as you hinge forward, and then bringing it back. So here, now take your right arm, as your left leg goes back, take the right arm forward, and feel that and hold it. Ground your right foot down and breathe. And then come all the way back up. All right, now we're going into a half moon from here. So your left foot, which is flexed, was just going straight back. Now it's going to sweep out, right? So I turn my left toes out, and now as I hinge, my right hand reaches for the floor, fingertips can touch, my left leg goes back, and then I bring it back up. All right, so now toes, left toes rotate out. I'm opening up my hip. I extend the leg back, and I bring the right hand down to the floor. Now we're going to hold this and pause. So use your left hand on the bar for stability, but pull the navel in and up. Turn your gaze skyward. Now, if you'd like, you can work on letting go and extend the arm up. And breathe. If you feel at all unstable, take the hand back to the counter, the chair, whatever you're using, and then lift the arm up. We're going to come all the way back up and out of that. All right. So now we're going to switch legs, but we're going to stay on this side. So we're going to extend the right arm, and the right leg now begins to go back as we hinge forward, moving in and out of that warrior 3. So right toes just stay flexed, right? They're pointing towards the floor. Your gaze goes down. Everything, front of the body is now going towards the floor. We're not opening the hip. Now, this time, extend the leg, extend the arm, hold here, hold the navel in and up, and breathe. We're working on a different variation of that warrior 3. Now, let's come all the way up and out of this. All right, now this time, we're going to start to open up the right foot. So turn the toes out, and as you do, simply bring the arm down. So you've got your forearm and leaning onto the counter, extend the leg and the arm up. So doing that half moon a little differently, come all the way back. All right, now turn those toes out, resting on the elbow, lifting up and breathing. See if you can turn your gaze up and breathe. So just variations of this half moon pose. And it's nice to use the anchor, something to hold on to really explore the pose, especially if there's limitations in your body. Now, reach both arms up, interlace your fingers, press palms up, lift up and lengthen. So the work we're doing here makes it easier to balance once we are out in the middle of the room and we don't have anything to hold on to. All right, so I'm going to use a chair for the other side. So now we're going to do that on the other side. So weight is now in the left foot and holding on. We're now going to extend the right leg and the left arm. So a little different than what we just did. As we go in and out of our warrior three, our foot is flexed, our toes are pointing down towards the floor as we want the whole front of the body to be facing the floor as we are moving into this. And then we're just going to hold here, nice and steady. Hold the navel in and up. Feel that strength. And then let's come out of this. All right, now we're going to turn the right toes away from us and we're going to extend to the left. So we're facing to the right, extend the left hand to the floor. Foot goes up behind you, maybe your gaze goes to the sky. Let's come out of that. So extend the left arm up, right foot comes in, turn the right foot out, opening the hip, reaching the left fingers to the floor. And then with your gaze up, maybe you let go, maybe. Good. If you feel unsteady, just know you've got this here, right? And breathe. Nice strong half moon. And then hand drops and we come all the way back up. And then release the hand down. Now we're going to shift the weight into the right foot. So still holding on with the right hand, lift the left arm. So now we hinge in and out of our warrior with the left side. Everything's extended on the left. Pulling the navel in and up as you float in and out of these poses. All right, we're gonna hold now this time. So hold in your warrior. If you want to try to let go with your right hand, go ahead. Otherwise, just feel how strong you are. And then let's come out of this. All right, so now I'm gonna rest my hand on the back of the chair and I'm gonna rotate the left toes out as I come down into my crescent moon here, my half moon. All right, so I'm taking the hand down further because my chair is too high. And then I'm gonna hold. I'm holding, my left leg is extended, toes are out to the left, left arm is up, pulling the navel in and up. I'm breathing, you're breathing. And then let's come all the way up out of this. Interlace your fingers, press your palms to the sky, and find a back bend. Bring the arms down, shake, shake, shake. Let's bounce side to side and shake our 9 gates. So bouncing on your heels. So you've been in my classes many times and you know I love shaking the 9 gates. And there's just so much benefit to it. And I often talk about the releasing the fascia and energizing all of the cells, oxygenating everything in the body. But if you do this long enough, and we're bone strengthening, if you do this long enough, right, for a couple of minutes, you get the heart going, right? So it's heart pumping, it's cardio. So shaking the 9 gates is also cardio. So there's really just so much benefit to this. This is like rebounding without the trampoline. Turn your head so that you get into that cervical gate. So shoulders, elbows, wrists, hips, knees, ankles, 3 parts of the spine. Come back to center. Oh, close your eyes. And that always brings a smile to my face. Good. All right, so from here, let's just reach the arms up and then drop down into chair pose. Good, press your palms now into each other. So push the elbows out as you press palms in. Now, as you do this, do you feel what happens to your core? Right, it automatically engages it. Now shift the weight into the toes, lift your heels. Press palms in. That brings that energy into the center, into the core of the body. Lift the heels up as high as you can, whatever works for you. Whew. I dropped out of that. Lift back up, right? If you fall out of poses, just jump right back on the horse. It's a practice, not a show. It's not a perfect, it's a practice. All right, and then just from here, bring hands to knee. Take a cow and a cat. And again, a standing cow and a standing cat. And then just slide your hands down your legs, come into your forward fold. From here, walk your hands forward, step your feet back, and come into down dog. Then one knee and then the other. Just wiggle it out, nod your head yes and shake it no. And then let's drop the knees to the floor, take the knees wide, and shimmy your hips back and forth, right to left, as you shift into a child's pose. And just relax here. Let all the muscles in your belly just relax here for a moment. Feel that. And now right here in child's pose, engage your pelvic floor, draw the navel in and up. And just in child's pose, do that belly massage. Inhale, let everything relax. Exhale, engage the pelvic floor, navel in and up. And then inhale, let the belly go warm and wide. Exhale, pull the pelvic floor in and up, navel in and up. Good, keep moving just like this, 5 more breaths. Inhaling, exhaling. Exhale, that pelvic floor engages, navel in and up. And so it's nice to think that even in this very relaxed pose, we can still be doing some core work. Last one. Pelvic floor engages, navel in and up, and then just relax. Let everything relax. Wiggle your hips back and forth. And then we're going to slide our hands back to our knees. Rise all the way up. All right, we're going to do one last thing, core work. If you'd like to grab your weights, you're going to stand on your knees, curl the toes under if that's okay for you. I'm going to give myself a double cushion there. All right, so no back bend, we're doing our lean backs. So bringing the weights, I like just this to stabilize me. So hands right here, weights at your solar plexus. Squeeze your glutes and then just lean back. Not a back bend, a lean back. And breathe. Now make sure that there is equal weight in all of your toes as you're pressing into your toes here. If your toes aren't curled under, that's fine too. And breathe. Now let's take the arms out and bring them in. And out and bring them in. 3 more, out, bring them in. 2 more, bring in. Last one here, extending and coming in. Come out of your lean back and come into table pose. Uncurl your toes, tap the tops of your feet. And then from here, we'll take some cows and cats. Inhaling and exhaling. Go nice and slow. Really fill the lungs with the inhale. Let your low back enjoy the back bend. And then exhale. Really empty the lungs. Use that deep core strength to push the diaphragm up to empty the lungs. Empty completely. One more. Really nice and slow. Big full. Be patient with that in-breath. And then exhale. Be very patient with the exhale. Bring it all out. And then we'll come back and come onto our backs. And from here, just draw your knees into your chest. Rock gently side to side. Oh, nice, lovely massage on the back. And then grabbing your big toes, finding a happy baby. And just releasing that energy that strength that we cultivated. Extend both legs out for that deeper stretch. And then bringing the legs together, just use your bicep strength to draw the feet towards your head. You can bend your knees, soften your knees to make this deeper. And then grab the outer edges of your feet as you bring the feet in towards your belly. Use your elbows to push your knees away. And then we're going to release the legs. And if you would like just to finish in your butterfly pose, go ahead and find butterfly. You're gonna this time tuck your feet in towards your pelvis. Push your elbows into the floor, squeeze shoulder blades together. Take the arms out like wings. And just take a few breaths here in butterfly. You can even make the knees bounce up and down, similar to our tremoring, but you're creating it. Maybe it happens all the way on its own because we fatigued our muscles. And then just relaxing. If you would like to stay here, go right ahead. If you want to straighten the legs into a Shavasana, just taking some time to allow all that work to integrate mind, body, spirit, strengthening and stretching, getting stronger, getting more flexible, cultivating our courage, our tenacity. And I will allow you the opportunity to stay here as long as you'd like, giving your body just
that chance to remember, just that chance to be present with your breath, nowhere to go and nothing to do. But if you do have something to do or somewhere to go, then thank you for being here, to all of you. May we all be safe. May we all be happy. May we all be healthy. May we all live life with ease. Namaste.